We were up to Perek Dalid, Mishnah Dalid. Fourth Perek, fourth Mishnah. I think we have four Mishnahs to review. Rabbi Eliezer says, "Ha'isa tefillah keva." Someone who makes his tefillah set or rote, ain't tefillah Ata Chonen. Such a tefillah is not pleasing. Hashem prefers that a person's tefillah be heartfelt and real, as opposed to something that someone just does by rote every day, the same thing. Rabbi Yeshua says, "Hamahalach b'makom sakana." Someone who's walking in a dangerous place, mispal tefillah katsara. Even though he can't daven and he won't fulfill his obligation of tefillah, still he should say something. Omer, say his example. What he should say is, "Haishei Hashem is amchi Yisrael." Hashem, you should save your nation as Sheris Yisrael, the remembrance of Yisrael. The whole process of Ibor at all the times, even when they stray towards Averis. You tzrachem lefnecha, still their needs should be before you. Baruch atah Hashem shomei tefillah. So the Gemara gives about several different examples of the same idea, but you should say like a one line bracha. If he doesn't have the ability to daven, at least say something, and then later when you get home,
why not Shema?
Well, because here it could be you said Shema earlier before you left,
okay.
But it's just you're traveling. It's a little bit dangerous, so you want to say something, but
yeah.
you can't just stop and daven Shemoneh Esrei. So say a bracha like this. Okay. Mishnah Hey. If someone's riding on a donkey, he should get off and be able to stand still and concentrate. If he can't get off because he won't be able to concentrate, so the classic example would be he doesn't have anyone else to hold the donkey for him, so he's going to be holding on to it. It's going to be more distracting than sitting on it. So then Yachzer's punished. Then just stop the donkey, turn in the direction of Yerushalayim, and daven on top of the donkey. If for whatever reason he can't face that way, okay, then Yechavinus Liba can I get base cut shekdashim. We should just have in mind in his heart that he's davening towards the base of Mikdash, towards the Kodesh Hakadosh. Mishnah Vav. If he's sitting on a boat, wagon, or raft where he is moving, so turning is not a good idea. So then you have this libo can base cut shekdash and then face forward so you can see where you're going on your boat or your raft and don't smash into anything, which would otherwise he's not going to be able to have Kavana. And just have in mind that he's praying again towards the base of Mikdash, towards the Kodesh Hakadosh. And Mishnah Zayin, Rabbi ben Azariah says, "Ein tefillas hamusafin ela b'chever ha'ir." The concept of Musaf is only for a tzibur. Only a tzibur would daven Musaf. An individual who's davening by themselves, as much as they could daven Shachris, Mincha, and Marav, they can't daven Musaf. The Chacham say no, it's b'chever ha'ir v'shlei b'chever ha'ir. There's no distinction between Musaf and other tefillos. You could daven it by yourself or b'tzibur. It's all the same. Rabbi Yehuda says from Elazar ben Azariah, not that a yachid can't daven musaf, rather kol makom sheyish chever yer, whenever there is a tzibur that davens, hayachid potter b'tefillas musaf, and that would exempt the individual from his obligation of davening musaf. So it's somewhere in between. A yachid could daven if there's no tzibur. If there is a tzibur, then the tzibur doing it will absolve everyone of their obligation.
I think I asked this yesterday, but if you're home alone on Shabbos, do you daven?
Yes, we paskin like the Chachamim that Musaf's the same as any other tefillah, and you would daven. Okay. Perek Hey.
Remind me, so if you come in late, do you daven, and the tzibur is davening Musaf, do you jump ahead, you skip yours, and just go with them to daven with the tzibur, or do you?
I believe yes, I'm not certain. Okay. Perek Hey. Continuing with tefillah. A person should only get up to daven in a state of seriousness. That's right, it's a serious thing. You're talking to Hashem. You shouldn't be in a light state of mind. And so much so that Hasidim Arishonim, the earlier Hasidim, they would wait and sit and meditate for an hour. And only then would they daven, in order that they could properly have intent to Hashem. And continuing with the state of mind that someone should be in when they're davening, afilu melech shol b'shleimo lo yeshivenu. Even if a king comes by and asks him how he's doing, he shouldn't respond, because he should view himself as he's talking to Hashem, the Melech Malchei Amlachim, the King of Kings, and he's more important than this other king that's coming by. The Gemara does say it's only true if it's a Jewish king who would understand. If it's a non-Jewish king who would likely kill you for the slight to his honor, then one should not give up their life not to be mafsik in the middle of Shemoneh Esrei. But the Mishnah is just bringing out that the mindset should be that this is the most important thing, and you don't stop for anyone else.
What's this concept of Shalom Aleichem Rebbe? You know, that.
So that we had by Kriya Shema. By Kriya Shema, we said for Yiro or Kavod, you should be mafsik.
We already said that?
We said that in Kriya Shema, but Tefillah, this Mishnah is saying no. For Tefillah, you're talking to the king. No, your Rebbe is not as important. You just keep going. And then another permutation of the Vafilu Nachash Karach al Ikvai. Even if he has a snake wrapped around his heel, also lo yafsik, he shouldn't stop. And again, the Gemara says we're talking about it's either not a poisonous snake or it's not. Even if it's a poisonous snake, it's not one that's particularly vicious. So there's no real concern of loss of life. It's just you shouldn't be mafsik to deal with this. You should be completely focused on your tefillah, and whatever the snake will have to take care of itself. And Mishnah Beis, some more specific things within davening. Mazkirin gvuris geshamim. We mention Hashem's strength of rain, meaning Mashiv HaRuach u'mer geshem, that Hashem. Right, it's not a request for rain. It's just a statement that Hashem is the one who causes the rain to fall. We do that b'tchiyas hamesim. We do that in the second bracha, which talks about reviving the dead. The shoyl, and then we ask for rain, hageshamim, for the rain. The berachos hashanim, in the bracha of the shanim, in the ninth bracha of the bracha, where we're asking for parnasa, because rain is what brings sustenance to the world. So that's the appropriate place to put that. For Havdalah, and on Motzaei Shabbos we say Havdalah b'chaynin adas in the fourth bracha, which either is because it's the first weekday bracha, or because das is something that's necessary on Motzaei Shabbos. Friday, Saturday night, when you say Havdalah, you put it into the fourth bracha, the Ata Chonen. Right. So either because it's the first weekday bracha, so when you're doing your weekday Shemoneh Esrei, you put it in, or because das is the ability to differentiate is essentially the whole point of Havdalah. The idea of distinctions is only relevant to somebody who has the ability to understand them, so it's an appropriate bracha for that. Rabbi Kiva says, "Aimer bracha revius b'fnei atzma." You don't stick Havdalah into any of the existing brachas in Shemoneh Esrei. He would say on Saturday night, you add an additional bracha to the Shemoneh Esrei, just a bracha of Havdalah. And Rabbi Eliezer says, "Aimer b'haidah." You say it in Modim like we do. We put in alanisim in Modim. He says that's also where Havdalah goes. It's we got an idea of thanking Hashem for creating the distinctions of Shabbos of the Jewish people, and obviously we paskin like the first opinion, and we say it in Ata Chonen. Okay.